January to June 2007. The trend of advertising for the last decade has followed a similar trend. But with this table, you can see the very real change in such a short period of time. What wasn't depicted in the last graph is depicted here in this pie chart. Notice that total ad expenditure for the internet is still not a big dog on total ad spending. Television, magazines, and newspaper ads still dominate the market.
And we can also see that the buying power of African Americans and Hispanics and other minorities has been increasing over time. African American and Hispanic ethnicity groups will each have over $1 trillion apiece with which to buy products. This indicates that advertisers will shy away from simply having a boilerplate message just for the majority and instead have more specialized messages for their consumers.
The final trend that we find relevant to the economics of advertising is in the aging populace. As mentioned earlier, the median age of Americans used to be around 25 in the 1960s because of the entrance of the baby boomers. The 2009 median age estimate, however, is showing that the median age for America will be around 37 years of age. This is a 50% increase in age. Thus, America has been aging over the last 50 years. The CRS report for Congress estimates that the percent of Americans aged 65 plus will increase steadily over the next 15 years, while the other two age groups, 0 to 19 and 20 to 64, will steadily decrease over the same period of time.
We can see a paradox in that the rapid growth of internet advertising spending coincides with the rise of demographic groups that are less likely to have internet access. As we can see here, African Americans and Hispanics have a relatively lower rate of internet penetration as opposed to other groups. And we can also see that people 65 and over also have lower levels of internet penetration. But this trend is offset by the rise of women in the workplace. Since the 70s, women's median income has increased 63%, and women make 80% of household purchase decisions. This means that women can now be more able to afford a luxury such as a computer or be able to access the internet in their homes, which makes internet advertising a more viable option.
Now that you've seen how strategically sophisticated and economically important advertisements can be, we will focus on the various techniques that advertisers use. We begin with Maslow's hierarchy of needs theory, which is the base of most advertising even today. Maslow has made 5 categories into which all human needs fall. The first need is physical needs. These include things such as food, shelter, thirst, and sex. The second is security. This is freedom from not only physical harm, but also financial and employment insecurities. Social needs include acceptance from others and belonging as part of a group, also aspects of love. Esteem needs include self-respect, self-confidence, recognition, competence, power, and status. The 5th tier is self-actualization. This includes one's potential of making a lasting contribution to life, your life's meaning. This is also the hardest tier to fulfill. Each tier must be substantially fulfilled to move up to the next level. Expanding on Maslow's needs, 2 techniques of advertising will be analyzed: the biology of beauty and conditioning.
Perhaps a better understanding of the biology of beauty may be gained through a brief example. According to a research conducted by the University of Massachusetts, testosterone levels in men has been steadily decreasing since the 1950s. There are several theories as to why, but perhaps the question of why advertisers have been placing more emphasis and claiming that their products can make you more of a man may be far more interesting. Men today no longer require the same amount of testosterone as they did when their primary tasks included hunting and defending from predators. As we move from a more blue-collar world into a more cerebral one. A world where a man may no longer be the primary breadwinner in his family, in some cases being joined by, or in more extreme cases, being completely supplanted by, the lady of the house. In humans, the characteristics in males that we deem masculine are in great part due to testosterone, including both the physical and the behavioral ones. The biology of beauty is a study designed to capture the best of these aspects, and researchers swarm to find triggers that increase levels of testosterone. Why? Because testosterone promotes a sense of competitiveness, strength, enhances the ability to make quick decisions, but also makes men more impulsive. It exudes a feeling of well-being and happiness in a person. All this equals to a subconscious longing for more testosterone. Advertisers working within the parameters of the biology of beauty know and are continuously developing ways to appeal to men's subconscious desires to be more dominant male figures. Therefore, a major goal of the Biology of Beauty project when advertising certain products to men is to make them feel that purchasing their product will make them more masculine. So the male models representing the products in an advertisement usually reflect ideal aspects of masculinity. This is the marketing tactic advertising companies use so that men begin to associate their product with masculinity or making them more masculine. So their tactic here really is to sell men back their masculinity.
Hello, ladies. Look at your man. Now back to me. Now back at your man. Now back to me. Sadly, he isn't me. But if he stopped using lady-scented body wash and switched to Old Spice, he could smell like he's me. Look down. Back up. Where are you? You're on a boat. The man your man could smell it. What's in your hand? Back at me. I have it. It's an oyster with 2 tickets to that thing you love. Look again. The tickets are now diamond. Anything is possible when your man smells like Old Spice and not a lady. I'm on a horse.
Consumer studies have indicated time and time again what the ideal male features are in terms of attractiveness, symmetry, proportionality, and height. But what many people do not know is that human beings can pick up on subconscious cues, and no one a male is displaying peak androgenic levels. And yes, men do naturally cycle through high and low levels of testosterone. You can bet that advertising companies have known this, that these subconscious cues for a while. So they capture their male models when they are displaying optimal masculinity, because this has shown to elicit the best response in their consumers. Now, let's hear what aspects elicit the greatest response in female advertising.
Female attractiveness is broken into 4 main criteria. The first is symmetry. This may involve details ranging from eyes being evenly spaced and aligned on both sides of the nose, to the overall body being symmetrical. For example, one leg is not longer than the other, etc. Symmetry is attractive because it shows that an individual has the genetic goods to survive development, is healthy, and is a good and fertile choice for mating. A second determination of attractiveness is the structure of the female face. According to Randy Thornhill, an evolutionary biologist at the University of New Mexico, the female hormone estrogen